morning, loves of my life. You can probably hear my little dog Gigi chewing on some pita chips in the background. And the reason for that is because I actually just made some, which you could check in another video. I was inspired to make those because I wanted to make guacamole for you guys today. Now, guacamole, which it's you can make it 110 ways using whatever ingredients you want, whatever you want to put in it. I'm going to show you a fairly basic, simple, standard one today. And I'll go more into detail about why I have some corn on the table, but that'll be a little bit later down the line. To start off, our ingredients, we have some salt, some pepper, limes or lemons, whichever you have, a very, very wrinkly jalapeno, and some cherry tomatoes. You could use plum tomatoes as well, as long as it's the sweeter variety. That'll be a little bit better to kind of break the acidity of your limes. A garlic clove, 1 or 2, depending on how garlicky you want it. A shallot, I'm just using 1 because it's fairly strong in flavor. And some avocados. Not to go into too much detail about the avocados, but one tip I do have for you guys is, first, your avocado has to be soft. It doesn't have to be mushy, that's not a good avocado, but it needs to be soft. That's when you know they're ready. Usually they'll turn this darker color. There are avocados though that don't really get dark, they stay green, but if you touch it, you'll know what I mean when I say it's fairly soft but not mushy. That's a good avocado. Now, another tip for you, avocados are usually expensive. I'm from California and I eat avocados multiple times a day, every day. They're very good for you, very high in calorie, but good fat for you. Our avocados are very expensive here, so one tip I have for you guys is there's usually a section in your given grocery store that kind of segregates the ripe avocados and puts a cheaper price on it. So you can get these for like $1 instead of like $5. That's a tip for you guys, so check that out in case you've never noticed before. So I guess let's get right into it. Did I cover everything? Oh yeah, and some cilantro or parsley. I prefer cilantro. And that's pretty much it. Let me move everything aside. And I have some sweet corn that I don't usually put this in my avocado recipe, but I will be showing you how to make some avocado appetizers, so I'm actually going to add that in. I got this cool little tool at Crate and Barrel. You guys should probably already know, and I think most of you do, that I really like gadgets, kitchen gadgets, and I know I could do this with a knife, but I don't know, it looks so fun. I was like, I have to have it. There you go. So it cuts it. This is what your avocado should look like. It's still very soft. And then I think this tool is to kind of scoop it out. Though I don't really recommend this. This is an accident waiting to happen. There you go. Okay. So that aside. And then this side is to scoop it out like this. So I guess it is a pretty cool tool. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that in there just for a quick second. To start off with, I am going to use a little bit of jalapenos. You could choose not to use it if you'd like. Jalapenos add a very great flavor other than a spice to your guacamole, and I always include it in, whether people like spicy or not. I definitely think that it adds a really good flavor, so I try not to skimp out on this. I might not even tell the person because I dice these up so tiny that they half the time can't even notice that there's jalapenos in there. But be cautious because some peppers are spicier than others. So I don't use any of the seed. Let's get this guy out of here. He's trying to get into the guacamole. So I don't use any of the seed, and I just chop it up really, really, really fine. Then I have 1 clove of garlic. I'm not going to put too much. I'm just going to use a microplane because this gets it really nice and small, almost like a paste instead of chopping it up or mincing it, because that way it incorporates very well rather than one person gets too much. So there you go. 1 clove right there. That will be perfect for me. Some people like a ton more. That's good for me. Next, I have a shallot right here. I am just going to slice it very, very thin. A little goes a long way, so use sparingly. Let me get all of these out of the way. Then I'm going to grab a lime and just roll it underneath my palm just to kind of break it down inside, because sometimes limes are a little bit difficult to juice. I have my bowl here on the side, and I'm just going to juice some lime in. Don't have any seeds, so about a tablespoon. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put some cilantro in there. Now, I love this stuff. This is something we always have in our house. We kind of put it in everything. And then scoop it up, put it in your bowl. Next, I'm going to add some cherry tomatoes. The reason why I use cherry tomatoes is, one, because they're cute and sweet. That's very important. And two, because they not only look good in the dish, but it almost has less liquid than a whole tomato does. But if you do use a whole tomato, use a plum tomato. Those are sweet and add a great flavor to the guacamole versus regular tomatoes. Now, if your cherry tomato is a little bit soft, just kind of squeeze it on both ends, and then when you cut it, there's more pressure, so it cuts easily. Just a little tip for you guys. And look how cute that is. I'm going to throw a couple in here. Put as much or as little as you want. Some people don't like adding tomatoes because the acidity sometimes changes color. But I think tomatoes are very important to a guacamole, so I always add lime or lemon and tomatoes. It's never a maybe for me. It's always gonna go in there. At this point, I have everything in a bowl, so I just want to give it a quick toss before I add my ripe avocados. Now, mine are ripe enough where I just kind of cut it open. I take the pit out and just throw the whole thing in there, scoop it and throw it in there, because I actually use my spoon or my fork to mush it all up. Usually that's how ripe my avocados are. That's what you want to go for. I do add salt and pepper before I proceed with mixing everything. I will taste it towards the end, just as you should, to make sure that it doesn't need any more salt, pepper, or lime or lemon. Now, I like mine fairly chunky, so this is where I'm going to leave it. And I do use a homemade pita chip to try it out, because that's how I make my guacamole. I always have homemade pita chips. Together they're amazing, so please do check that video out. But we're pretty much done. That's it. That is our basic guacamole. I hope you enjoy it. Here is my delicious, absolutely amazing combination of homemade pita chips and guacamole. Now, if you're watching the pita chip video, go check out the guacamole video. If you're watching the guacamole video, go check out the pita chip video. So these are the pita chips I just made. Delicious and crispy and yummy. And the best part about it is that it goes perfectly with the guacamole I just made, which is this. I just made it right now. I already ate a ton of this. That's why you can see it's reduced in quantity. But I will try it just for you guys. A little bit of cilantro. So there it is. Amazing! Okay. I don't need to tell you again how good this is. I shouldn't talk with my mouth full, but it's so good. It's like salty and lemony, and that avocado is buttery. If you're eating a good avocado, you're eating a buttery, delicious avocado. But please go ahead, try the pita chips. Took me 5 minutes. Guacamole took me another 5. And in 10 minutes, you have like a killer appetizer. Absolutely delicious. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this video and my channel. And I will be showing you guys how to make an appetizer with this guacamole, in case you have leftovers, which will never be the case. But please check that out too. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!